Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Kyle, and for today's video, if you guys remember and you've been following for a while, back probably in the February-March timeframe, I went to the National Frame Builders Association Expo. I met the guys at Jess Tools. Now, this might look a little unique, and if you watch that video, you know what this is. This is a bell auger. We dig a lot of holes. This is a standard 18-inch auger for us, and we typically will build all of our structures on a concrete ready-mix pier using this auger, digging a 4-foot hole, and then setting a wet set bracket that's engineered for our application into that concrete. Now, that's good for almost all applications for us in our climate, in our zone. Make sure you don't just build off of what I'm telling you. Check with any local code or engineers to make sure that a footing is the right depth, the right size for your application. But regardless, everybody that does any post frame, decking, whatever, you come into some instances where you need bigger footings, bigger pads, so that you can support more weight. And sometimes that means putting a bigger auger on your digging unit. Well, for us, when we get into large post frame door openings or whatnot, we maybe need a 2-foot or a 3-foot footing pad. So what we normally do, and I don't know, somewhere back here behind me in my yard, I've got a 24-inch auger and I've rented 36-inch augers. Well, I don't have to do that no more if I buy this. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. They sent this out for me to make this video because I asked them to. I knew that it would be something that would be great for my channel and you guys as viewers for a potential tool that might make your jobs a lot easier if I thought so. And today I'm going to give it a try. You'll notice some mud on it because I actually did use it the other night, so I kind of know what I'm up against, but the footage was horrible, guys, so I didn't want to use it. So I'm out here making a new video. So what does this do? Well, you can see it right now in this form. It's all spread out, and I don't even know if I'm strong enough to lift this up. Ugh! No, I'm not. Wow, that was actually a lot harder than I anticipated. Ugh! No, sorry. So when I lift this up with my skid loader, it's gonna take these wings and it's gonna come up and bring them in, and it's gonna turn this into basically an 18-inch auger. And I can stick it into the hole of my 18-inch auger bit after I've dug the hole. So what you can do is go around, dig all the post holes on your building, but then just the holes that you need a larger footing, you can come in with the bell auger and bell out the bottom of the hole. So you don't have to dig an entire 2-foot, 3-foot hole, waste all that concrete, remove all that material that you got to deal with, and come up with a bigger sonotube to use. This allows you to use the same diameter sonotube and not have to dig the biggest hole. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys how it works. I'll dig a hole with the 18-inch auger. We'll swap to this guy and we'll show you how it works. I think it's pretty cool. I've already done it once, and I want to share it with you guys. So let's do that. Now this is actually at my place, so someday I'll probably put a building up here, but for now this is just an empty pad and I can dig a hole here, no big deal. I'll just fill it back up. So let's just go ahead, stick this in. It's gonna be a little wet. We got a lot of rain overnight. Let's just punch a hole in. And yes, the Midwest is amazing for digging holes. We got a really good soil type, lots of good black dirt, and a nice clay. Yeah, it's really nice to build on. I'm just gonna set this. Oh man. That is sticky this morning with all the water. Oh, it looks like we got a fence pole there. Now, typically what we're gonna do is if I sink this auger all the way down to the bottom of the pumpkin, which that's that hydraulic, I guess that's kind of where the gears are that turn this auger when the hydraulic fluid is pumped through. I I know I'm going to be 4 foot if I dig down to that depth. All right, let's go ahead and clean out this hole the best I can, because I know we got it deep enough right now. I usually just push it down till I feel it, and then I spin up the auger. And that's usually going to pick up as much as I can out of the bottom of the hole. All right, now let's take a look at this hole here. So when I look down this hole, it's a nice tight 18-inch in diameter hole, but that's really it. You know, the bottom has got a little bit of mess in it. This is a great soil type, so it cleans out really nice. But that pier now is a straight 18-inch cylinder all the way down in the ground. You can, and we typically will take our like our clamshell, we call them a crummer. It's basically you got like a clamshell on the end and a long handle so you can stick it in there and clean out the bottom, and maybe it'll get a little bit belled out at the bottom, and that's gonna help with uplift and give you a better footing to build a structure on. But this guy is gonna do, or supposedly do, all of that with us. You'll notice here the bottom is nice and solid and flat, and it's got these wings that are gonna grab the dirt around the outside and shove it in here, as well as this is going to create a nice clean bottom at the bottom of your hole, supposedly. Let's go ahead and switch this out. We'll run this and see how it does. All right, now this soil is super wet right now. Let me turn this air conditioning off. I don't need air conditioning in here. Okay, you see this? As I lift up or push down, it's gonna make those basically those clam shovels at the bottom open or close. So when I'm suspending it at the auger, it's nothing more than just an 18-inch cylinder. So it'll fit right in my hole. Now, something I will, if you guys haven't already watched the video, Jess Tools makes a bunch of different sizes. So, you know, we're a standard 18-inch auger post frame builder. So this is gonna be perfect for us. You can see there's a measuring tape on the front that I can see when I'm digging to make sure that I go to the right depth, because maybe you don't want to go 36 inches, maybe you only want a 24-inch hole at the bottom. I can adjust that. So let's go ahead and throw this in and let's see what happens. So when I get down to the bottom, it's gonna push down and push out. Once I feel pressure on my machine, I'm just gonna go ahead and dig a little bit. Now look at that measurement guide. It's going up as I push out. Now let's bring it up because I don't want to overfill the inside. I don't have a whole lot of experience with this yet. So you can see it's starting to bring some of that dirt. Come on, get out of there. Good enough. Now look in that hole. What's it looking like? Are we starting to eat out the side? You see how it's starting to bell out that bottom down there? And notice how clean the bottom of the hole is. Maybe you can't see that. We might need to get a little bit of better lighting. What do you think, Greg? Can you see it? Maybe? We'll get the hole dug. Notice that that measuring guide there, the hole diameter, right now it's at 18 inches. And I can go all the way up to a 36-inch hole. And it tells you right there, 1 to 3 rotations, depending on your soil finish, it's gonna get you, an auger's amount full. You don't want to overfill your auger, otherwise it won't close up. Yeah, see that? Kyle put way too much in there. So that's one thing that I think experience, oh man, is gonna teach me. Don't overdo it. I put a lot of pressure down, and that's fine. This is like my first time. I just filled that auger up pretty hardcore. Come on, get out of there. There we go. Now, typically we're not going to dig in these wetter conditions, to be honest. We got a rain day today. That's why we're here. It was raining, had some nasty storms roll through our area. So you can see everything's pretty wet. But it's good to test this stuff. I'm not going to go so hard on it this time. You can see I'm at about a 28-inch, 30-inch hole. Much better this time. How's it looking, Greg? Do we need to keep going, or you get the picture? Get the picture? Okay, I think I could keep going, but I also think that we've done enough here to get the picture of what we're trying to do here. Now, I think just to kind of represent and show what we got going on here, you can see we've got our 18-inch auger hole here, and that's where we're gonna still be able to put our sonotube up here, and we're gonna be able to form up a nice pier and stay with that consistent diameter of hole on all of our holes. But when we come into some buildings that have monster doors, like we got a building coming up with a 40-foot overhead door, that's gonna be a lot of weight, that's gonna be a lot of, building weight bearing down, we're gonna want a big pier. This would be a great application because I don't have to change augers obviously I have to change augers to this, but what I don't have to do is get different sonotubes. If you've ever set a column or set a bracket over top of a huge hole, that's really awkward. You're kind of standing back and you're doing this. This stays nice and safe, I think, for being on site, and it's gonna give you the proper footing that you might be required by any code. I think that this auger is around $3,000. And they have a bunch of different sizes, like I said, but Jess Tools, man, they make a couple cool products. Definitely check them out if you're interested. I wasn't paid to do this. They just, sent this to me because I wanted to trial it, and I think that they would let anybody try it. If I remember correctly, they said a lot of guys want to try it. If you're doing a lot of holes, I think this is something that you would want to consider. I'm going to think about it. So yeah, a lot of guys said, hey, I would love to see this in action. And I just wanted to do that for you guys, and I finally had the opportunity. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel. You can always message me if you've got questions, or leave any of those questions down in the comments, and I do my best to answer them And obviously, if there's content that you're looking for specifically, and I can wrap my mind around a way to bring it to you guys, I will do that. So thanks a lot for the support. Check out Jess Tools if you're interested. Send them, throw my name out there and tell them I sent you their way, and maybe they'll hook you up with some sweet deal. I'll try and work on that. But in the meantime, you guys have a good day, and I'm going to go get to work. So thanks a lot.